Hello and welcome to SLE Equipment here in Nashville, Tennessee. Today we're doing the instructional video for this black with blackout package concession trailer. It's 8.5 by 22. This is one of our 22 Elite series trailers. This trailer was built out for a customer. We'll show you everything that we've done with it. Let's go through the trailer here. Start up front. So on the front you can see it has the extended tongue with gen platform. So you can stick a generator on there. You're ready to go, have power wherever you're at. Speaking of power, this is a 240 volt system. It can be a dangerous amount of electricity, so we want to be careful when we're operating the electricity on this. So before plugging in, make sure your power source, whether it be generator or shore power, make sure that's turned off. All right, once that's turned off, come here, insert your power cord. It is a twist lock, so you're going to twist it to the right and then tighten this collar down all the way. That way you know that's good and tight. It'll hold your power cord on there, and then plug in the other end to either your generator or your shore power. At that point you can go ahead and turn your power source on. Okay, now up here we have the 36 by 36 access door to the V-nose. Inside the access door you're going to see the 30-gallon freshwater pump. There's the power cord that comes with this unit. In the corner over there is the 6-gallon water heater. We have the electric panel here. Inverter. That inverter, when the unit is plugged up to a power source, will charge the 12-volt battery that you see there. And that light you see there, that's coming off that inverter. That tells you that inverter is on and charging. All right. And then this fuse box here is your fuse box for the 12-volt system. Nice thing about that fuse box is anytime, if or when one of those fuses blows, it'll have a little light next to the fuse that blew. That way it's an easy identification system. Walk right up, you see exactly which one it is, switch the fuse out. All right. And then as you can see, it has the rubber coin flooring. Over here we have the water pump in the corner there. And then these lines here, let's talk about those for a minute. So this is your main supply line coming from the freshwater tank. That goes, as you can see, to the water pump, your blowout, and your drain. So that line is feeding the water heater and then the faucets as well. All right. Blowout here, this is for the winterization process. You'll get that in a separate video as far as what that process looks like. Just know that when you hook up your air compressor to blow this out, set your air compressor down to where it's only pushing about 40 to 50 psi out. That's all you need to blow the water out of the unit and keep from blowing out the filter on your, right there on your water pump. Okay, and then this one here is your drain line. As you can see, both of those handles are not in line with the water lines there. When you turn those in line, that opens up that valve. So at that point, you turn this one in line, that'll drain out through the floor, and that drains your fresh water tank there. Okay. All right. Let's move on around. Here we have the city water fill box. Pretty simple here. To fill the fresh water tank, simply remove your cap, insert a hose here, fill the tank. Once done, just replace your cap. You're good to go. Here is the pressurized system. So if you use this side, this bypasses your freshwater tank, supplies water directly to the water heater and the faucets. You can see it has a filter on it, standard garden hose filter or fitting here. Screw that in, or screw your hose on there and run your water. This key will be inside the unit around the faucet. That way you have that key and it does not get lost. Let's take a little bit of a look down the side of the unit here. All right. Moving on, next up This is the waste tank drain. Again, unscrew this cap. This is your common water hose size fitting. Or you can unscrew this cap and attach a 3-inch hose that you can purchase at any RV and camper supply store. Once you've attached your hose, simply grab the handle here, pull it out. All the contents of the waste tank will drain. Once complete, slide this back in, detach your hose, and replace your cap. All right, pretty simple operation there. Coming on down here, we have two 5,200 pound axles. As part of the Blackout package, it does have the black wheels on it. One thing I want to point out right quick, this rubber cap right here in the center, and behind that is a grease fitting. You will need, once every 10,000 miles or 1 year, whichever comes first, pull out your grease gun, pull that cap off, connect to the grease fitting there, and lube that properly. That way it keeps the bearings and the hubs in proper working condition, okay? There's our gas propane tank. We are running off of it. We'll go over the propane here in a few minutes. You can see the porch. Porch on this one is screened in. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a look here at that. So that is screened in, keep the bugs and gnats out, flies, things of that sort. As you can see, it has two LED exterior lights on the back, license plate holder right here, and then these barn style doors. Get a look at those open. Oh, I'll open those in a few minutes. Forgot about that, it's last. All right, let's go on around. Get a look from this back corner here. One thing I forgot to mention on that hub, that little rubber cap there is a grease fitting on each wheel. So you'll have 4 of those total, so you will need to grease all 4 of those. All right, coming on over here, LED light on either side of the concession window. This unit does have a 5-foot concession window with a flip-up counter. These windows here, there are 2 panes of glass. You can see one on the front here, and then that right there, you can see the second one with a screen in between them. All right, see if I can pull the screen down. There you go. So you can see that screen there. And then on the flip-up counter, pretty simple operation. Just come here, depress one, depress that one, and then you can lower the flip-up counter down. Simple one-handed operation there. And now we're back around to the front. All right, so let's talk about the gas. So the gas for this unit, first thing you want to do before you turn on the gas is you want to make sure that your concession window is open, and in at least one window is completely open here. You can have the screen down just to keep bugs out, but you need to have both panes of glass up, down, whichever you prefer. There, all right. And then we're going to come around here to the back of the unit. And we'll go inside. Now the gas is the most dangerous aspect of this unit, so we want to be careful here, cautious, make sure we're following proper steps. All right, second thing you want to do, come over here to this switch, flip your switch on. That turns on your exhaust hood, and that light there that you see, when that light is on, the exhaust hood is on. If the exhaust hood's off, that one's off. All right. So, see the filter's in place. All right. Once you've done that, now at this point, we're ready to go back out here to the porch and turn the gas on. So, very simple operation here for turning the gas on. You're simply going to come here to your valve, open this up all the way. Once you get that open all the way, right here on the back of this, you see it says vent right there. You want to kind of listen and smell right here. Just make sure you don't smell any an abnormal amount of propane coming from here, and you don't hear any propane hissing from right there. If you do, shut your valve here off, contact your local gas company, have them come out and service the unit. You most likely have a bad regulator there, okay? Excuse me. Once you've turned the valve on, this checks out. Now you're going to come here. This normally is going to be turned this way, so you're just going to take that, turn it up as you see it here. Again, in line means that valve is open. Once you turn that in line, you're going to hear an initial whoosh of gas run through here. That's all you should hear. You should not hear gas continuously running through this, okay? If you do, then at that point, again, shut this off. Actually, I forgot a step here. Before you come out here and turn the gas off, check all the knobs on your appliances. Make sure all the knobs are in the off position, okay? When you turn this, if you hear gas continuously running, shut this back off, go inside the unit, check your knobs again, make sure you didn't accidentally bump into one, leaving one on, okay? Because if you're hearing gas run through here, then you have gas free flowing somewhere that's a larger amount than just the normal pilot, all right? So if you do hear that, you've checked your knobs again, you open this back up, you still hear gas running, again, shut this off, turn off your tank, contact your local gas company, have them come out and service the unit. One main concern on this, I'll show you here, this gas line, as you can see, does run through the floor, which means it runs underneath the unit through to the appliances. All right, so that opens the potential for anytime the unit is in transit, then rock, debris, chunks of rubber, wood, whatever, could kick up off the road, hit that gas line and rupture it. All right, not a situation we want, so just be careful of that. And the easiest way to know that something's wrong is you're going to hear gas continuously running there, okay? If you do that, or if you enter the unit and you smell an abnormal amount of gas, you need to shut this back off, contact the gas company, have them come out and service the unit. I know I've said that like 4 times now, but can't emphasize that enough. All right, so we've turned this on, regulator checks out, turn this on. We're not hearing anything other than normal, that initial whoosh. We're ready to go inside and fire up appliances. Now, to light these appliances, the only thing you're going to need is a good stick lighter. You're simply going to take your stick lighter, light it, hold it down here by your pilot light there, light your pilot light. And you're just going to go around to each one, doing that until each light is lit. All right. Demonstrate these working for you. There's the back. There's the front. Back one there. And the front one over here. Alright, I did forget to tell you, this is the Asper 4-burner oven. So it has the 4-burner range top with 24-inch oven below. Show you the inside there. Instruction manual. And then that film that you see there, here, and on the door and stuff, that film will need to be removed. We try to leave that on there if we can, just because it is a protective layer. That way, like most things you purchase, it still has it on there. That way you know it's new, unused when you get it, okay? Whenever possible, we leave it on there. Now, to light the oven, this is a 2-hand job. So you're gonna come down here with one hand, you're gonna push this button in and hold. While you're pressing and holding that button in, take your stick lighter, insert it into this hole, like that. And you should see that pilot light up in there, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate the gas working on this unit. Camera here. There we go. See the burners working there. Turn that back off. Alright. We're good to go there. Now we're going to come over here to our Eagle 3-well steam table. Now these are free-flowing pilot lights, just like the burners on the range. So I'll show you these. There's 1, 2, and 3 right there. All right. And we'll go ahead and demonstrate these working for you. Blue flame. There's that one. And last but not least, all right. Here's a look from the top of that 3-well steam table. Try to get out here a little wide on it. So that's the only 2 gas appliances on this trailer. So next thing we're going to talk about is the hood. So with this grease hood, this is a Larkin 4-foot grease hood. See the filters in place there. So at least once a week, you'll need to take those filters out and clean them. Good soap and warm water solution. Just give them a good cleaning, get all that grease off there, make sure you don't have any excessive grease built up. When you do so, you'll also need the trough on this is right down in here, so you'll need to clean that out as well. And then in behind here are 2 grease cups, and those will mount here and one on that side. All right. There's that. To remove these, simply grab the filter, lift it up, pull it out at the bottom, and then pull it down. That'll pull it out, and then it's just reverse going in, slot it in the top, push the bottom in, and lower it down. All right. One thing you do want to check once you get put the grease filters back in place, check and make sure that this crack right here is sealed up as tight as possible. See on the ends, got a good seal there. It just keeps any larger debris or excess grease from being able to get in there and potentially cause issues with the fan, or potentially cause a grease fire just from the excess grease building up inside there. All right. As you can see, this unit is equipped with a fire suppression system for the burners here. So it's pointed down to those 4 burners. We'll come up here, show you the tank for the fire suppression system mounted on the wall there, and then the control head. If for some reason you're working in the unit and a fire happens on the range there and you needed to discharge the system manually, you'd simply grab this pin, much like a fire extinguisher, give it a good firm pull. It'll break that seal, and then you're going to flip this handle to the left there. Once you do that, you're going to want to exit the unit. Probably not going to want to stand in here as that discharges, all right? So that's the fire suppression system. One last thing to show you on that is the gas valve down here underneath this table. So that gas valve, if that fire suppression system discharges, it's going to shut off that gas valve there, and it's going to block any propane from continuing to enter into the unit, so that it takes away that fuel source for the fire. Okay. And then the last safety feature we have, every one of these units that we sell that comes with a gas package on it. Comes with a carbon monoxide and explosive gas alarm. I'll plug this in here for you. It's going to beep. I don't leave these plugged in during the videos because it beeps incessantly. Very annoying. But so you can see right now it's all 8s across there. Once it gets its bearings, it'll go to a 0. That means it's detecting 0 amount of gas. There's the 0, and then occasionally it'll flash over and it'll show LB on the screen. When it does that, it's because it says low battery, because the battery is laying right there. Again, don't like to put those in until the unit. I like to let whoever purchases the unit put those batteries in. That way, the battery actually still functions when they get it. All right. So there's that, and the manual for this is right here. One thing on the back side of these, you can slide this down, take this little cover off. This plug comes out, detaches from the unit. So you can plug it in here, have it mounted over here on the wall, up here on the wall. You really don't want it too close to that stove and burners. I think it recommends 6 foot. It's all inside that instruction manual there. Highly recommend you read that when you take possession of the unit. And then last but not least, as part of the fire suppression package, we do supply you with 2 fire extinguishers. One is your typical ABC fire extinguisher. It's a good chemical all-around fire extinguisher. And the second is your Class K fire extinguisher. That is required to be had in all 50 states in any commercial kitchen. So we supply that as part of the fire suppression package. All right, let's go around and take a look at what else is on this trailer here. Here we have a 24 by 36 stainless steel work table with galvanized undershelf. Next up we have the Asper 27-inch worktop freezer. Freezer unit below, stainless steel worktop table on top of it. And then coming around over here, we have a 24 by 30 stainless steel worktop table with galvanized undershelf. So we have it set to where it's 30 inches deep, 24 across. And then next to it is the Arctic Air commercial refrigerator. See, it's a nice warm 37 degrees. Actually, maybe warmer inside the refrigerator than it is outside right now. Give you a shot of that. And then inside the refrigerator, you still have it taped shut here, like it comes from the factory. But inside the refrigerator, you'll find the instruction manual, owner's manual. Inside that packet is a set of keys. Those keys will lock this lock right here. All that does is lock the door so that the door doesn't come open while you're in transit. All right. And then last but not least, we have the Arctic Air 28-inch sandwich prep table. Also has a refrigerated unit in here. And so that you can see it's working. It's a nice cool 33 degrees. Show you underneath the flip up hood here. Not sure how that leaf got in there. We'll get rid of those right quick. There's the instruction manual, and you can see it comes with 8 bins inside there. Alright. And then moving on around, here beneath the concession window, we have the 18 by 60 inch stainless steel worktop table with galvanized undershelf. This is really nice to have for placing a point of sale or anything like that on top. Cash box, things of that sort. So there's that right beneath that concession window. Alright. And coming around up here, In the V-nose, we have the upper V-nose shelf, the lower shelf there, and then the 3-bay sink, hand wash station. And then this switch right down here, anytime you're going to be operating your sinks, you're going to need to make sure this is switched on like it is now. That is the switch to your water pump. Alright, let's go ahead and demonstrate this water. Turn on hot and cold there. There's the cold water side there. Hot water side there. I'm going to turn this cold water off, and we're going to get a temperature reading. You can see that's at 135. So most health departments require at least 120 degrees. So that shows you that your water heater is working properly. Good steamy there. All right. And then underneath here, you have 3 cabinets that go into the V-nose section. And all this does is kind of let you get access to the underside of the V-nose. There's your water heater right there. You see the light on. Currently I have it set to max. The next setting is 125. Somewhere around 125 is where you're probably going to want to leave it set. Maybe a tick underneath. You can kind of play with that, find that. There's the plug for the water heater over there, and then your plumbing. Just show you here, just the back side of the tank there. All right. This unit does come equipped with the rubber coin flooring. It is a solid one piece throughout the unit, and it has an LED light there in the front. Heat and air conditioner here, and then LED light in the back there. Go ahead and turn this AC unit on for you. I don't know if you can hear that on the video, especially over that exhaust hood, but it is on and running. So this is your hot air, cold air, high fan, low fan, or I'm sorry, AC high, AC low, high fan, low fan, high heat, low heat button. And then this back button switch here is the temperature switch, hot and cold air. This switch and this switch here, simply this switch turns on or opens or closes the vent here, and this one opens and closes the vent at the back. So one thing I will tell you, with that AC being as close as it is to that grease hood, I would recommend closing that one off and just having this front vent open. That way at least some air will get to the front, kind of bounce off and come back before it gets sucked out through that exhaust hood there. Okay. All right, let's venture outside right quick, take a look at the porch, and then we'll go over closing procedures. Oh, and the light switch is right here on the wall to your left as you come in the door. You see 4 switches there. The 2 exterior lights on the back of the unit, the 2 exterior lights next to the concession window. Top switch is for the interior lights here. And then the 4th switch is for the LED light on the porch here. And this unit on the porch does have 4 D-rings, 1 in each corner. You have the step there going out the door, and then the D-ring there. And then pull these latch handles up. And if you pull them all the way up, you see these little tabs kind of resting on there. That'll hold those all the way up. And then you have the same thing here. your door handle there and open your barn doors. I'll give you a look at those from the outside here. And these open all the way up. And we'll go on around there. Nice for loading equipment onto the back. If you wanted to put a smoker back here, you could. Anything of that sort. So we'll go ahead and close these back up. There we go. And then those latches will secure that firmly in place. All right. So we come back around inside. Last couple of things I want to do here. One thing, I want to show you all the electrical outlets working. 2 lights. That one we know is working, but I'm still going to show you anyway. Come up here. This does have a GFI outlet up here. Alright, so that one, sandwich prep is plugged into. I'm not going to be able to get that in there, but it is working. I'm sorry, not sandwich prep, but the worktop under counter freezer there. And then that one's working. Alright. There is one more behind this refrigerator here. Clearly can't get to that. As you can see, it's working. Nice 32 degrees there. Alright. So, end of the day, sold a lot of food, made a lot of money. We're ready to start cleanup. Whatever point in your cleanup you want to shut down the gas, the way you're going to do that, simply you're going to come to each of your appliances. You're going to check and make sure all your knobs are in the off position. This is the part we skipped, but I did tell you. And again, just looking, making sure all your knobs are in the off position here. Alright, we're completely off. So now at this point, once we've verified all that, we're going to leave our window open. We're going to leave our exhaust hood on for right now. We're going to come outside and we're going to turn off the gas. Alright. So first thing, I'm just going to turn this valve to the closed position. You can see again, it's not in line. And then you're going to come here and you're going to turn your gas off. Since we're operating off of our tank, and again, like I said, you want that valve fully open. So one thing I did forget to mention earlier, this is a 100-pound propane tank. That 100-pound propane tank holds approximately 23 gallons of propane. So once you position of the unit is taken, then you're going to want to have that tank filled, as it does come empty. All right. Again, I say approximately 23 gallons of propane. Just make sure that you have a licensed, certified, reputable dealer fill that tank. If they were to overfill it, it could potentially damage your valve, or once you hook it up and turn it on, could potentially damage your regulator. Don't want any undue expenses there. All right, so make sure somebody that knows what they're doing, is licensed to do it, is the one that fills that tank for you. All right, now we've got our gas shut off, so all we're going to do is come back inside here. We're simply just going to look at our pilot lights and just verify that they're all out. Alright, that one is out, that one's out, and that one's out. Come over here, you can see all of our pilot lights here are out. They've extinguished themselves. And again, these are all free-flowing pilot lights, so there is no buttons that need to be hit. And we'll come down here, just going to look through that hole there. You can see pilot light through there. If it were on, it is out as well. Alright, Now that we've verified our gas is off, knobs are in the off position, and all of our pilot lights have extinguished themselves, now we're ready to come over here and we can turn off the exhaust hood if we so desire. Okay? Alright, another thing I want to touch on, the water heater. So, when you turn on before you plug in your water heater at the beginning of the day, first thing you want to do is come in here, turn your switch on for your water pump, turn the hot and cold water sides to the on position, and go ahead and open up your faucets and make sure that you have this good, steady, consistent flow. Alright? What you don't want is any spitting and sputtering. If you've gone through the winterization process or drained the unit, then at that point you'll have air in these lines and it'll spit and sputter. You want to make sure to run these until you have this good, consistent flow of water like this. Alright? Once you see that, then at that point, plug in your water heater. That consistent, steady flow of water tells you that the water heater is full of water. It is a 6-gallon water heater, so it's going to take 6 gallons just to fill it up. You want that full before you plug that water heater in. Otherwise, you can risk burning up the heating element. You're more than likely going to burn up the heating element. So again, just avoiding undue costs, unnecessary costs. So just a little tip there. At the end of the day, I recommend that as you're stowing away your power cords, everything, just make it a habit to reach in there and unplug that water heater. That way there's no question every single time. And then the beginning of the day, check and make sure it's unplugged before you hook your power source up. Alright, that way you don't burn up that heating element. Alright, a couple more things to go over here. And that is going to be this stuff here on the sign next to the door. So this goes through some safety guidelines and procedures, startup procedures, shutdown procedures, and things to check before transit. So your startup procedures, a lot of that's going to be covering the gas, stuff that we talked about already. Make sure your concession window is open, make sure your knobs are turned off, turn on your grease hood, and then at that point you can turn on the gas. If you've got gas on at any point throughout the day, whether it be when you first turn it on or as you're cooking throughout the day, you notice your pilot lights go out, whatever, if you start smelling an abnormal amount of gas, please exit the unit, turn the gas off, let the unit air out, leave that exhaust fan running, let this thing air out. Okay, we don't want any accidents to happen. Shutdown procedures, kind of what we just went through with turning off the gas. And then before transit, you want to check your lug nuts, check your tire pressure, stow away any hoses, any power cords. Make sure if you have a generator on the platform there, make sure that's strapped down good. Check your lug nuts. Make sure that all your doors are shut and secured, concession window is shut and secured, that flip up counter is down. Just get in the habit and routine of going through and checking everything. That way if you miss something, you're gonna go, oh wait a minute, I'm missing something, and you can go back and check everything. All right. And again, you want to make sure all your doors are shut good, secured. Part of securing those doors, I would make sure, as we've not done it yet, that our latches here, you can see how the doors are still open even though they're shut together there. All right, just grab that latch, hold on to the handle there. Sorry about that. The camera work, one-man operation. You got to do what you got to do. Just make sure your latches are in place there. Come down here, same thing. Well, again, one-man operation. I'll get those secured once we're done with the video. But that's the instructional video for this unit. Hope you at least learned something. And if you're interested in this unit, please give us a call here at SLE. We'd be glad to talk with you and set the unit up. If you like some things, don't like other things. There's different ways we can set these units up. So give us a call here. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you for doing business with SLE.